It's Married with Channels, a podcast with a married couple talking movies, TV shows, mostly TV shows, but this week we're definitely doing a movie. My name is Moose.
And I'm Jody.
Welcome to it, friends. Yeah, getting all dark.
The 90s.
Jody loves this song. I don't know if I've ever heard it until I saw the trailer for The Batman, which is the movie we're going to be talking about now, as it's finally available on the HBO Max.
I heard it back in my moody teenage years.
But so anyway, this is The Batman, of course, the 2022 remake, reboot, whatever you want to call it. For just about 10 years off the heels of the Dark Knight trilogy from Christopher Nolan.
Wow, that was that long ago.
2012 was the last one.
Wow.
So, yeah, I know, right? It's
Yeah.
hard to believe that Heath Ledger's movie was 2008.
What?
I know. Doesn't that make it? It doesn't seem like that.
No.
Long ago.
No, that was not that long ago.
It was.
Stop it.
Totally. But anyway, this is Robert Pattinson as the Dark Knight.
Yeah, what'd you think of that choice?
The casting?
Yeah.
I liked it.
You did?
Here's my thinking though. If he had been cast soon after Twilight,
Yeah.
I wouldn't like it.
Okay.
But he's done some respectable stuff. Like
Sure.
he's taken some chances as an actor, and I respect that.
Okay.
And he's actually kind of a good actor, I think. So I could see him. He has the kind of the jawline for it, and he's a good enough actor, and he's not 4'10". So yeah.
I liked him as the Batman.
Mhm.
I did not like him as Bruce Wayne. Just wasn't believable for me.
And I'll get into why I kind of agree with you a little bit,
Yeah.
but I have a reasoning for that, a theory about that.
Okay.
Well,
Well, let me.
anyway,
I'll express it. For me, it just wasn't believable. He didn't come across as, Bruce Wayne as a character is like this rich kind of playboy, eligible bachelor number one, and I don't know. It just didn't work for me. And maybe it was the hair. I don't know.
he was a little gothy, right?
A little, yeah.
So I made some notes. I have pros and cons on the movie.
Oh my. Seriously, guys, he just whipped out a whole bunch of notes.
Yeah, totally. Because I used to read these comics, and I'm not a super geek. I'm not the guy who's like, oh, well, Batman would never do that.
Sure.
But I am a fan of the comics,
Okay.
and I love the Batman movies. I love the Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
I even appreciate the George Clooney one to a certain extent.
Wow. Okay.
As bad as that is. But what I liked about this, and there's plenty of cons about the Batman, what I did like is it was set very early on in the comics and in his, because he's only in year 2 of being Batman. So there's a lot of he seems to know his way around a fight, but yet he still makes mistakes, And also another thing that he's not learned yet is how to act as Bruce Wayne. Like he hasn't embraced the fact that, if I'm Bruce Wayne and I'm the playboy and entrepreneur or whatever, I can probably help my other career as Batman. I don't think he's embraced that. That's important too, not just putting on the cape and kicking, muggers' asses.
Okay, interesting.
So
that
I like
is kind of
that.
a theory. Yeah.
And I think he's still kind of green in a way. That is a pro.
All right.
I thought Robert Pattinson was good. Didn't have that crazy voice thing that Christian Bale had going on.
Yeah.
It kind of sometimes, but it was just enough effect on his voice that it wasn't like, oh, that's distracting.
Sure.
The darkness, the moodiness seemed more in line with the comics. I like the Catwoman character. I thought her motivation was clear. Like she just wanted to find out who kidnapped/killed her friend.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe her girlfriend. I'm not sure about that, whatever. But Colin Farrell was good. You didn't even recognize Colin Farrell. And on that note, can we play a clip?
All right.
Here he is. Here's Batman meeting Colin Farrell's Penguin for the first time in the club.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Take it easy, sweetheart. You looking for me? See you about the twins? Boy, you're everything they say, ain't you? I guess we both are. How you doing? I'm Oz.
Oswald Cobblepot. So he was good, and whoever did the makeup should win an Oscar, because...
Yeah, that was unbelievable.
Yeah, if you didn't know that was Colin Farrell, you never would have guessed it.
You know, I knew that prior to watching this movie, but I totally forgot about it in the moment until you brought it up, and I was like, wow.
I know, right?
Holy cow. Doesn't even look like him. Like, you can't even really... You know, sometimes when you see makeup and special effects like that, you still see glimpses of the person underneath their mannerisms, you know, just, you know, the way their mouth looks. You can just kind of tell it's still that person. But in this case, like, no, there was no Colin Farrell there. Only Penguin.
No, only Penguin. No Colin.
No
only
Colin.
Penguin.
Only Penguin.
As far as cons, I thought it was too long. I think
It was very long.
3 hours is just too much. And when I see a movie before watching it is 3 hours, 2.5 even,
Yeah.
I'm instantly watching for places where you can cut. And I thought there's at least 3 places where you could cut. Maybe it'd only take it down to 2 hours, 40 minutes. I don't know. But
Yeah.
it's just, there's a lot of extraneous stuff that's not needed there. It's not annoying, but it just felt like, and I'm drawing a blank on a scene, but there's one scene where I'm like, why are we still here? And so it's 3 hours is too long. I don't think any movie needs to be 3 hours, short of, Schindler's List.
Gone with the Wind.
Gone with the Wind, of course. It's a minor thing, but Catwoman's hat, her beanie was annoying. You know, it looked like
Her mask.
Yeah, it looked like a stocking cap version of a football helmet.
Sure.
It had this one bar of fabric that came across under her or on her nose.
Yeah.
It had the little bumps that kind of looked like cat ears. And to me, it was like, you're just trying to make it look like cat ears. You
Sure.
know? What's with the hat? Get rid of the hat.
Yeah.
Again, minor, but I don't know. I'm picky like that.
Yeah.
I thought the Riddler concept was good. I just thought Paul Dano, who played him, just didn't get it quite right. I think with the mask on, the costume, he was fine. But when he was arrested and the mask is off.
Yeah.
And obviously you're going to lose the impact, the weight of the villain when the mask is off. But I just didn't think it was menacing, you know?
Sure.
I think he should have been without that mask the whole time, or we don't see his face when he's arrested.
Interesting.
I think there's some mystique that's lost when he sees just some dork who works in IT or whatever. A lot of brooding, very moody. And I thought the fight scenes were just okay. There was that one, the only thing that really stood out fight scene wise was that when he was being shot at in the hallway of the Falcone headquarters.
Yeah.
And it was dark.
Yeah.
But it was lit by muzzle flashes. I thought that was a cool thing.
That was very Blair Witch Project for me. That's what it reminded me of. I was like, oh my gosh, this looks like that film. Scary.
Yeah, that was pretty scary, especially at the end there.
Yeah.
But overall, I thought the Batman was fine. I thought it was almost too much on the comic book side of things.
Okay.
Whereas I think Christopher Nolan's movies, they feel, it's odd to explain it. They feel real world, believable. Like you believe Christian Bale, his Bruce Wayne, would put on a cape costume and go kick ass.
Is it the time factor? Because like those movies look like they could take place in the present day. Like Gotham could be a real city and those could be real people. Is it kind of more... I guess this is kind of that way too.
This one is too.
Yeah.
They both have like that layer of gritty realism.
Yeah.
The Batman, I thought it was a little bit on the cartoony side. And the Dark Knight trilogy felt very, it feels more real, more lived in, like a old shoe that fits really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've also watched them repeatedly.
Then there's that. And you know, I just kind of started to watch The Batman again, just to see if maybe it's better the second time around. And again, it doesn't suck.
Sure.
But I feel like I'm kind of dominating this.
Yeah, can I chime in here?
Yeah.
I got thoughts and notes too.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know, again, I liked Robert Pattinson as the Batman, not so much as Bruce Wayne. I thought this had a very strong supporting cast. I love
Definitely.
John Turturro and Peter Sarsgaard. He's in like everything, and you don't realize he's in like everything. And then you're like, oh, there he is again. Oh, there he is in this thing that I watch. So he's in a lot of stuff that I watch. But
he's like the new Bill Pullman.
I liked Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon, but I felt like some of his scenes, and maybe this is the length factor come into play, but I felt like some of them were kind of elongated, stretched a little bit, and kind of awkward almost. Like, I don't know. It just kind of had that feel. I thought some of the fight scenes were good and some of them not so great. They look pretty choreographed and like they're dancing, and that doesn't come off as realism for me. And so it kind of takes me out of it when they look like choreographed dances. It's just too mechanical, I guess.
Yeah.
So some of the fight scenes were kind of that. Some stuff was kind of predictable, and
in the fight scenes, you mean?
No, just in the plot a bit. You could kind of see some stuff coming. And I felt like some of it. It's like this movie wanted to be a true crime story. With the Riddler and the clues and trying to figure out who this person is. And some of the elaborate, traps and riddles that he puts forth and stuff. And so it was almost kind of like that dark, gritty, true crime type movie.
Okay.
With a superhero,
Right.
I didn't like the Batmobile. I didn't either. It looked like a cool classic car, but I don't know. I just expected like cooler and better and I don't know.
Yeah.
Nothing
about it was really like, to me, the Batmobile has to be like, oh, cool.
Right?
I mean, you got that with Michael Keaton's Batmobile.
Yeah.
I think that one still looks pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
You got it with the other ones. Obviously, the Tumbler was like fresh and a whole different view. And when you first saw it, you're like, wait, that's not the fucking Batmobile. But when you watch it and you see it in action, you're like, that's the fucking Batmobile. It's so cool. But yeah, the Batmobile, it looks like a hot rod.
Yeah,
and
with a roll cage. Yeah.
And again, that might be a byproduct of the fact that he's still new at this.
Sure.
He doesn't have the foresight to think, wow, I should put in like, a mini motorcycle in the front of the car.
Sure.
Or some
have that
grappling hooks to fire at the side so I can turn on a dime on,
He doesn't have that Lucius Fox brains behind the tech yet.
Yeah. And so that might be a direct result of him still kind of learning.
Yeah.
And back to that kind of whole vibe, the animosity between him and the police.
Yeah.
Like he's not, they don't accept him. He's just some idiot in a costume.
Yeah.
So that's another good indication of how he's still new at this. He's learning. He's not the Batman. He's still a vigilante. He's not the Batman.
Yeah. Maybe that is the Batmobile in its kind of baby stage.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I imagine when they do the sequel, there will be a new Batmobile.
I also thought it was super cheesy for Catwoman and the Batman to ride off on their motorcycles together.
That was a little extraneous.
Yeah.
I thought you could have that scene, like have them do their little, goodbye words to each other, and then they both put on their helmets, get on their bikes, and we cut to black as they drive off. But we had to stay with one.
Yes.
And then the other, and it just kind of that was a scene that could have been trimmed down.
Yeah, I agree. And I don't know if it was to kind of show, like, is he going to follow her? Is he going to go? Or is he going to stay? I don't know if that was to draw out that internal choice. But I felt like when they were talking in the dialogue, he already made his choice.
Yeah,
so.
I thought that was pretty obvious.
Yeah, I don't think we need a whole extra scene.
Wait,
motorcycle.
shh. That's either Batman or Catwoman right now.
It's both. They're driving down the street together.
They're like, we heard that.
We heard that. Yeah. You know, I think...
Timing, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I think, you know, some elements were kind of predictable. Like, oh, you know, lo and behold, bad guys in a seedy nightclub are bad guys in a seedy nightclub.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, okay.
Is there ever a nightclub owner
Yeah.
in any movie who's like the nicest guy? And he's like a charitable person.
Yeah.
Super giving and accommodating. Hey, how are you? Come on in.
Yeah. Not,
They're all slimy scuzzballs.
Not in movies. Yeah.
Not in movies. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's some stuff in it within the movie that I felt like was really predictable, and
yeah,
you know,
again, I thought it was fine.
Sure.
I've kind of said my piece on it. I'll watch it again just to see if it's better the second time around. But it's definitely better than the Adventures of Batman and Robin or whatever that one was called. I mean, again, I can appreciate a little bit. Doesn't mean it was a good movie.
Sure.
But I still think the Dark Knight trilogies, like I could watch those again and again.
Yeah.
I think this one I'm going to watch again just to see if I missed anything, but I don't see watching this in 10 years.
Sure.
But who knows? Anything else on The Batman?
No, it was all right.
The Batman. All right, we're going to be done with that. And we move on to Moon Knight, episode 4.
Which I cannot get this title. I
know, like, right? The Moon Show. What did you call it the other night, last night?
I don't even know. The Moon Show. I don't know. The
Moon River.
Moon River. Moon Dog. Moon
Dog. Yeah, you called it Moon Dog.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. It just doesn't stick with me. Maybe it doesn't flow. Maybe it's the two hard end sounds. Moon Knight. I don't know.
I found myself, we watched episode 3 and then episode 4 we finished last night.
Yeah.
I found myself getting a little bored with this show.
Oh, yeah.
But then in episode 4, things kicked up a notch. And it was actually, it had that very Indiana Jones feel to it.
Yeah.
When they go into the tomb and, there's like I guess we'll call it a zombie guy.
Sure.
Kind of doing his thing. Yeah.
And an embalmer.
Yeah, there's some sort of like, he was mummifying somebody.
He's taking out their organs and putting them in the jars.
Yeah.
And
so that whole thing went on, and then his wife, was trying to. It evoked a lot of Indiana Jones, Uncharted, when she was trying to trapeze across the huge, endless pit ledge
on a ledge that's crumbling under her feet. Yes.
Yeah, and then so that kind of brought me back in a little bit more. And I'm not bored with it, but I was getting a little like.
Every episode was kind of getting to be the same. Ish.
Well, I mean, it's hard to say that because there's only 3 at the time. I don't know. I like it. I'm just not in love with it.
Sure.
But now you had that twist at the end of episode 4.
Yeah.
Which, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
He gets shot in the tomb by Arthur.
Yes.
And you figure, oh no, he's dead. But then he wakes up in like a mental institution.
Yeah, this episode was trippy. I was like,
trippy.
Wait, what? What is going on? It's very sci-fi at this point for me.
Yeah.
So.
And here's a scene from the psych ward where he's sitting across the desk from a doctor who is essentially Arthur, but maybe he's not. Confusion.
I know that you're having a great deal of difficulty being able to differentiate between what's real and what's in your head.
So, yeah, he's like sitting across the desk and he's, Steven is kind of got this manic look on his face. I don't think he can really talk very well.
He's drugged up.
Yeah, he's got a Moon Knight action figure in his hand.
A little doll.
Yeah.
Replica.
So, is he dreaming this? Did Did he survive the shooting? And like you said, he got drugged up and
I think he survived the shooting, but Arthur is giving him some illusions to trick him so he doesn't understand what's real and what's not. That's what I think.
Or maybe Steven has been in the mental institution this whole time.
Maybe.
And in his head concocted all this Moon Knight
crazy dream.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be weird and trippy. Can we talk about the hippo in the room?
Oh, at the end?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, what? This is too far out there now. Like, you just crossed the line into crazy sci-fi. I don't have a clue what's going on.
Yeah, it was very much like there's a hippo, a bipedal hippo wearing Egyptian garb.
Yeah.
Ancient Egyptian garb. And it speaks in a female voice saying something like, oh, hi, guys. Or...
Yeah, I don't know. It's just very strange.
Yeah, and that was it.
Kind of Doc McStuffins there for me. A little Doc McStuffins moment.
Oh, yeah, the nurse.
Yeah. Yes, for all you parents out there, you will know exactly what I'm talking about.
Time for your checkup, time for your checkup.
Yeah, Hallie the hippo.
Yeah, so Moon Knight has taken a left turn from what you kind of expect. Like, I think we said as much in the last episode of this podcast where... It's like a superhero movie with Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
And that's cool.
Yep.
But now we're taking it to, now there's some sort of like, it's a superhero movie, Indiana Jones, plus that show Legion.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes, I do.
That one was just
That's funny because when we were watching this episode, that is what I thought of. Like,
really?
this show's going to go down that path, and then I'm not going to be able to watch it because I don't have a clue.
Yeah. But I'm interested. I'm interested to see where they go. They got me kind of, let's see what happens here.
Sure.
Again. So, and I'm not shitting on it. I wasn't like really, waning on it, but
yeah,
this is a good little kind of fire me up for it. I think.
I'll stick it out, see where this ride goes. It's kind of trippy right now, but
yeah,
we'll see if it makes sense.
What if you found out what if you found out you married me?
Yeah.
But I had another personality.
I would really not be surprised by that whatsoever.
Like, there's me that
Sorry,
you're married
honey.
to, but then, like, all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I'm from the South, and I got to get me some alligator meat.
Oh, well, okay.
My name is Bubba. I didn't marry you.
That's where you would go, huh?
I don't know. I'm just saying, a completely different personality.
I would not be surprised by that whatsoever. That might actually explain some things.
I can hear you, right?
Yeah. Sorry, honey.
Okay.
Do you have another person living in there?
We'll just say Bruce doesn't come out very often. No, there's no personalities in there.
Yeah.
It's a burden just having the one. That's going to do it for us. I would say go check out the Batman.
Yeah.
If you got 3 hours to
3
spare.
hours.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I can't imagine doing that at a theater. You'd literally be like 4.5 hours to go see a movie.
Oh, my God.
Between trailers.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
All right.
Plus, like, if we were in a theater, I'm guzzling soda and popcorn, and I would have to go to the bathroom halfway in between, or like at the exciting end. So, But go check out the Batman. It's on HBO Max. Moon Knight is on Disney Plus. Moon River, Moondog, whatever. It's worth a check out. Until next time. Oh, make sure you subscribe to the podcast. That helps us out. Give us a good review. Share, tell your friends.
Until next time, I'm Moose.
And I'm Jody.
Later.
Bye.